It's a good catch. And then running in and taking a very smart catch.
A very warm welcome to the beautiful Zayed Cricket Stadium. It's a stunning day for a triple header action here in the Abu Dhabi T10. Three massive blockbuster games. The beautiful Zayed Cricket Stadium. First of all, it's the Bangla Tigers, fresh off a win against a new team this season, the Morrisville Samp Army. Plenty to play for today and so many big names as we've come to expect in cricket's fastest format. Hello and welcome. It's a beautiful day for a game of cricket. Wherever you're joining us from around the world, it's a pleasure to have your company, as it is to have yours. Graham Swat alongside me today. We had the beginning of the comp yesterday, and what were your takeaways from what was a really massive day of action?
Well, we had two great games, and my main takeaway is this is still the fastest format, of course, and it's great to be a batsman. We saw two big totals set by the team batting first, and they absolutely romped the game. So, honestly, moving forward, every team I think is going to win the toss, bat first, try and get that huge total, use the scoreboard pressure and win the tournament.
Yeah, they certainly did. Batting first was key today, and it was the West Indians that came to play in the Abu Dhabi T10. Up first, Evan Lewis of the Bangla Tigers. He was just brilliant, wasn't he?
He was, and the best thing about Evan Lewis for me is he didn't go that hard from the start because the guy at the other end, Monroe, was smacking it, so he just waited and waited for his chance, and then when he ticked off, when he got going, it was just ridiculous hitting, smashing it all over the place, sixes galore, you know, a 50 and 18, 19 ball, brilliant to watch.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because no matter what form of cricket it is, you do sometimes need a couple of balls to get your eye in before you can really let loose, which is exactly what he did.
Well, yeah, and we saw some very good players get out first or second ball. Joe Clark hit one of the best cover drives I've ever seen, but was caught extra cover very first ball when he batted. So a lot of people will realise, yeah, one or two balls you can have a little look before you go bananas, because once they go, these batsmen, it's very hard to rein them in.
Oh, it absolutely is. And when we look to the second match of last night, the Deccan Gladiators, Nicholas Pooran leading from the front as captain and holding his bat throughout the innings.
Well, all Nicholas Pooran did was watch Evan Lewis in the first game and thought, I'll copy that method, that works. And he went out again, didn't go crazy from ball one, but as soon as the ball was in his slot, in his area, he just hit it out of the ground. And that was a feature of yesterday, how little these guys are mishitting the ball, because it's not a small ground here in Abu Dhabi. It's a big hit, you have to get good contact, and you have to be a strong lad. And Pooran just smashed it everywhere. And he batted the whole the way through the innings as well. That was very impressive. And they posted a big total and ended up winning, what, 35 runs in 10 overs. That's a massive win.
I think it was something like 7 sixes. He was just unbelievable. But the wicket, it seemed to be about as paradise yesterday. And have you had a little look at what we can expect for today's match? Because it's a brand new wicket.
Yeah, well, I've been out there to have a look. It looks very, very similar. If anything, it looks like there's slightly less grass. I did ask the groundsman, and he said, no, it's exactly the same. So maybe that's just a trick of the light, because it is during the day today. So it's going to be very good. It's very hard. It's very, very flat. And it looks an absolute dream to bat on. That little bit of grass, if I rub my hand on it, it is slightly grippy. So it may just turn a little bit. We saw Shamsi turn one a couple of inches yesterday. It was the only ball that turned. But didn't the spinners do well because of that? A no turn and they took wickets.
Oh, no one loves that more than Graham Swan, the spinners coming to play. But we had some pre-match interviews to look forward to today. Of course, it's the first time we're seeing the Morrisville Samp Army, and Rohan Gavaskar caught up with David Miller, a massive signing for them this season.
Yeah, I've got David Miller here with me, part of a new team, Samp Army. David, what's the mood in the camp like?
Yeah, it's pretty good, to be honest with you. As you say, new team, so very excited for all of that. It's quite kind of difficult to get something going so quickly. So I think as the tournament goes on, we'll sort of nestle into a nice team spirit and as such. It's only been 2 days together, so. But the fortunate thing around the leagues and stuff, you know, a lot of us know each other, playing against each other here and there and international-wise, so it won't take too long.
No, it won't take too long. As you said, you've played a lot of cricket with a lot of your teammates, but you've played this format before. How different is your preparation from, say, other white ball formats?
I don't think too much, to be honest with you. I mean, as everyone knows, it's pretty quick and a lot more sort of exciting, I would say, because it's only 10 overs. But I suppose just got to really embrace, enjoying, sort of taking the game forward in a positive way, a lot earlier than in T20 cricket. So expect to see a lot of 4s and 6s, I suppose, and a lot of guys having good fun.
Yeah, we're going to expect a lot of 4s and 6s from you. No pressure. But wanted to ask you about matchups. People talk a lot about matchups. How important do you think are matchups in this format?
Matchups is massive, especially in any format, really. So it's just really taking charge on the whole, specific over, looking to get 20 plus, 15 plus. The big overs is what you wanted to look for. But like we know, it's 10 overs, so I suppose everyone says matchups, but the big key is to try and get going from ball one, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. David, thank you for talking to us. All the best for the game.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, David Miller certainly is a massive in for our brand new team, the Morrisville Samp Army, that we're seeing in action for the first time today. But the brilliant thing, Swanee, about having a new franchise is you can start from scratch with your squad. As we take a little look at who the Samp Army have recruited for the season, who stands out for you?
Well, obviously Miller there is a major player, and he didn't have a very good World Cup. None of the South Africans did, so they'll be looking to really hit the ground running. And if you look at Henrik Nortje as well in there, I mean, he was over there with him. He'll be desperate to get going. Bas de Leader is a great name to look out for. He was brilliant for Holland in Australia not long ago. So they've got some very, very good players, and none less than Moeen Ali, the skipper. Of course, he's English and he bowls spin, so he's always going to be my favourite player in that team.
Yeah, massive wins for the Samp Army. I'm sure they're going to be very happy with who they've recruited for their team ahead of the Abu Dhabi T10 Season 6. But both teams that batted first yesterday won their game, so I think the toss is going to be of crucial importance in today's matches. A little earlier, Danny Morrison had both of the captains for the toss.
Abu Dhabi T10 Season 6, a balmy little afternoon, and we're going to get proceedings underway with match number 3. David Dukes, is our match referee, is alongside understating things and just going to see how things pan out. Nice, and everyone's well behaved. Moeen Ali is here, the Samp Army. Good to see you, sir. And of course, Shakib Al Hassan with the Tigers. Good win yesterday. Who's got the coin?
Me.
Moeen, good to see you.
Tails is called.
Tails is called. Won it, and what are you going to do, Shaq?
We'll field first.
Oh, interesting. It's a day game. Does it make a difference?
I don't think it will make difference. Looks to me a very good wicket. So hopefully, we can restrict them.
Yes, one batting first and going well. Very good win. How do you feel coming into today?
Yeah, team feel comfortable. I think everyone knows their job, and it's a quick game, so we had to turn up very quickly and prepare for the game today.
You, in terms of your team, not going to change your winning side?
No, we're going with the same team.
Good to see you. Good luck. Mo, you're going to have to bat first on this new pitch. I know you've just arrived. You've played a bit here before, so this looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks good. I don't mind. I wasn't actually quite sure what to do, but then don't mind batting first, put score on the board and try and defend it.
Franchise cricket, very different playing nationally, of course. So, again, throwing these guys together, you haven't seen much of them, but the vibe in the squad?
Yeah, it seems to be good. I mean, I think we have a fantastic coach in Lance Clues there, who's obviously who's a top player himself. So he's been top drawer, and the boys have been good. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you play. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Rightio. News out in the centre as the Tigers win the toss, go up front and bowl.
Tigers have sent in the Morrisville Samp Army to bat. So let's take a look at their playing 11 thanks to Sports Buzz, Swanee.
Yeah, very strong playing 11 from the top. Shuman Hetmeyer, Johnson Charles, very good players. David Miller, Moeen Ali. I mean, this is a good team. I mean, look at George Garton, Pretorius, Nortje. I'm looking forward to seeing how quickly Nortje bowls today because he's awesome. Cottrell as well and Raza. Let's see if Cottrell gets that big celebration out, the solution that he does. Evan Lewis, we're going to see him in action for the Bangla Tigers again. Brilliant day yesterday, alongside Munro, Umar Ali, and then Joe Clark. He was out first ball yesterday, but trust me, he can bat. Benny Howell was brilliant with the ball yesterday, and that young lad Ben Cutting, who hit his first 6 of the tournament, he's one of my personal favourites.
I'd like him to get a few more balls this game. I think it might be interesting to see, what people in both sides of the teams can actually bring to the table. It's such a fast and furious format. You do have a lot of opportunity for batters all throughout the order to contribute.
Well, absolutely, and that's where you can afford to go hard early on in your innings. If you do get out, there's a lot more batting depth and talent in the order, so there's no need to go out and take too much time. 1 or 2 balls, yes, have a look, but then you've got license to just go crazy. It's the fastest format, it's the most fun format.
So if you're a spinner and you're playing in this game today, having a look at that wicket, what are you planning to do with those lines and lengths? What do you think is going to be successful on this wicket today?
One thing I loved yesterday was a spinner bowl in the 10th over of the innings. And you always think, oh, you know, he's going to get absolutely smashed. But a spinner bowl in the last over picked up 2 wickets. And that could be a bit of a joker. Because if people are expecting the ball with pace on, take the pace off, get people caught on the boundary, accept you're going to get hit for a couple of massive sixes, but then pick up the odd wicket. I thought the spinners were brilliant yesterday. Shamsi especially, taking a wicket with his first ball of the tournament. And I think they'll do well again today.
We'll have a look at both of those teams. Who do you think comes up trumps today?
That's very hard. You know, we've not seen Morrisville play yet, so I can't say they're favourites. We've seen the Tigers already. They were brilliant yesterday, so Tigers for me.
Well, the game is just about to get underway, so we're going to throw upstairs for our commentators and get match 3 of the Abu Dhabi T10 underway.
Here we are with match 3. The Zayed Cricket Stadium as ever in Abu Dhabi with the T10. This is an exciting triple header. We had a double last night to tee things off, and now the Morrisville Samp Army making their first appearance in Season 6 versus the Bangla Tigers, who are fresh off a very good win in the opening encounter. So we look forward to the Shack and his team, who got up by 19 over the New York Strikers. So Pollard and co came second. And now we've got Moeen Ali and his crew, who are going to have to go up front and post a total. And you look at Moeen Ali along with David Miller and Shimron Hetmire and Charles, some big names in terms of that batting department. So looking forward to this encounter, given that it is a very early start. When you think about T10, it's under the daylight, natural light, instead of the night sky, and the difference it brings to it. Nick Compton alongside, as I say, interesting. Won the toss, wanted to bowl first. I just felt maybe, you know, that runs on.
Afternoon, Danny, and fantastic afternoon. And yes, quite right. I guess it's a fresh pitch. Shakib, they played, didn't they? And this is the team that we're looking at. This is the team they're going to be playing against. This is like Hetmire and Johnson Charles. New team, David Miller. God, he's been in fantastic form, that's for sure. Moeen Ali, that too. Just come.
Of course, they're unchanged. The Bangla, who got back in the West Indies national side, much to the disappointment of West Indian fans in terms of the ICC T20 World Cup, really did underperform, did the men from the Caribbean, because we all appreciate how gifted they are and their wonderful tournament that is in the Caribbean of the CPL that has been going for 10 seasons now. This here, the Abu Dhabi T10 is in its 6th season, and it'll be interesting to see how they go about things, given that it's another fresh pitch. We played on pitch number 5 yesterday, and now with the triple header we've got pitch number 7 here at the Zayed, and we're going to have the skipper who bowled beautifully yesterday evening, but again, very different conditions. I keep saying this because it's still quite warm. We're moving into winter here in the UAE, but it is daylight, and things can be a little subtly different. And so the two captains, they're going to lock horns immediately, and pretty good numbers. I think you look at strike rates, and if you're up at 200, then you're in the game.
Yeah, you won't see much.
A good score, given that this is the start for the players. So even just a hint of caution. Just subtly see how things go and where the pitch is at. In terms of maybe a little bit of moisture in it or not. It's always pretty dry here, but in terms of the grass being left on, helps gather pace on the ball. That's clean and that's straight. That is a delightful. And it's gone all the way. We've got our first maximum. Courtesy of the skipper, Moeen Ali.
Well, you talk about class, you talk about poise. Moeen Ali, he is a delight to watch when he's in full flow. Gives himself a bit.
So we're going to have Mustafa. So the ploy here from Shakib is pace off. So starting with the two spinners. Can understand that. Quick and flat. Charles at the moment. Happy to deal in singles and rotate it back to his captain Moeen.
Yeah, all about dovetailing, isn't it? One player tends to get off to a bit of flyer, the other one taking his time, and generally how it sort of goes in terms of patterns and rhythms of play. I think sometimes you just get one away early and suddenly you're off and running. Dot balls like gold dust, isn't it?
Yeah, and we saw that last night, didn't we? And of course, Shakib's so good at that. Is getting it full and just getting it to curve a little, even though spinner's opening the bowling. But you see that was very full the last one. And again, yeah, it's not bad. And you see he's given himself room there, Moeen, and then he realised he's got two cast and he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, he's got one that's tucked him up, and this one is a little wider, so he's just playing with him at the moment.
Oh, still playing with him. The old delay. And no. Let's see what you're going to do, Moeen.
Itching for an all-side here, Moeen. Itching to go on the all-side. Excellent bowling.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? When you think this format, guys are looking to get up and after you, and you've only got 2 men out. Very big real estate here at Zayed, boundaries. So this is a very, very good start here from Mustafa. And that'll race away. Backward point, couldn't quite get there. And there's another boundary.
All about the wrists. Excellent wrists, just using the pace. Didn't quite get the ball in the hole like he had done. And Johnson, Charles, well, he doesn't miss out there, does he? Just a bit of that on it. Plenty of room through the offside.
Oh, he's missed out this time, and he knows. Exacerbated with himself. So here we go, 18 after 2 without loss. Well, 2 9s are 18. Now we're going to have Benny Howell. So again, the keeper, Joey Clark, will be standing up. And Howell with all his little intricacies. At the crease. Tries to catch it. And is! First ball for Benny Howell in match 3, and he is successful getting rid of the captain, Moeen Ali.
Uncle Mo's gone early. Didn't want to have a look at Benny Howell. Knows him well, of course. Would have played plenty of cricket against him. Just checking for that front foot no ball, but I think Mo knows that the long walk awaits him. Does that so often, doesn't he? Benny Howell comes in and he's, I think he's just got behind the line. Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit of a slide forward, which doesn't matter. So he'll... is gone. A little off-cutter from Benny Howell. Doesn't quite get hold of it. Goes for the maximum in the deep. And easy as you like. So that takes him. He gets for 11. Moeen Ali, it's 18 for 1.
Career. It's a bit of franchise cricket, and he certainly stepped it up in recent times. Yeah, we're going to be inverted commas going to the COVID years. So now you've got Miller in with all his experience and his love for white ball cricket out here because Munro's got a very comfortable catch in the deep. Moeen wanted to go big, wanted to clear mid-wicket, came second. So Munro with a good sort of 4 or 5 metres in. JC's been cleaned up as well. Lovely little change up again from Benny Howell.
Benny Howell, you beauty. Little floater, just caught the batsman's eye. Thought, I'm going to have a piece of this. And he's done him all ends up. Swing and a miss. Johnson Charles was looking in the crowd somewhere. And Benny Howell, wow, he does this time and time again, doesn't he? He's an exciting talent. He's got all the tricks. Johnson Charles, 7. Doesn't really destroy the scorers. It's Samp Army now 19 for 2.
Here's Hetters. Shimron Hetmeyer. It's interesting that he's out in this part of the world because he didn't make it to the ICC T20 World Cup. But he's certainly here in Abu Dhabi, and he'll be looking to showcase his talents because we know what he's all about. But his compatriot Johnson Charles was rather too early. Got very excited, the eyes lit up, but he was way too early with that. Oh, same again. Got to watch out for Benny Howe with his deception of pace. It doesn't arrive, whether it's a cutter or a little floater. It was just not there for that first ball.
Bowling off spin, really interesting. There we go.
Oof. Not a bad shout, I reckon.
Yeah, a few offies to the left-hander, bowling off the longer run up to the right-hander. So there's obviously a bit of thinking behind that. He's a thinking cricketer, has to be said. He's got can do it all, really, can't he?
Yeah, just say with the conditions that often are drier, he gets about. Does Benny Howell in terms of franchise cricket with the keeper standing up, a little bit of medium pace off. There's another little curver. So we've had 3, and the Samp Army are 20 for 2. It. 2 down early, the Samp Army. Morrisville, rather. I think of New Zealand. Morrisville, Samp Army. We're going to have a bit of slinginess here. Matisha Patarana from Sri Lanka. So let's see what he can produce. We've had pace off and the keeper up for the first 3. Now, Joe Clark is standing a long way back. Oh, hello. Joey. Wakey, you're not standing up now. You're standing a long way back. And man, that just hummed through. Oof.
The slinger Malinga, look at that. Just leaves the batter and it climbs in pace, doesn't he? Joey Clark, who's, I have to say, doesn't spend every day behind the So, a wry smile from the young quick. He was good. He was good last night, I have to say. Got it through, didn't he? Got a couple of wickets.
Reckon Clark's taking a stride back. And this one, oh, signal wide. Interesting. That has been a bit of the history here too, Nick, is that the odd one, when you get it back end of a length, has climbed quickly, and then you're sort of in a similar area, maybe like that one, and it just dies a little. It's a challenge for the batters early on a fresh surface.
Yeah, I think with an action like that, he's going to err on the fuller side, isn't he? Going at the stumps, bowling straight, hoping batsmen will miss it.
Miller's missing it at the moment. So he's got a couple of lefties to deal with here as Patarana.
Yeah, Davey Miller, God, he's been impressive over the last couple of years. Just been watching his career. You know, he really knows his game now, doesn't he? He gets the timing right. He's won a lot of games, and I think he'll know that if he can get it stages of this 10-over comp, if he can get himself in, he's have a huge chance in the World Cup. But he's here for an easy run single.
He had a pretty good time of it there in the CPL in the Caribbean recently, and then he national duty, which was frustrating for Barbados because he really was good, and being a captain and all those things, those cricket cliches of leading from the front, he certainly did. Got a lot of runs, and they were successful while he was there. Not quite the timing, but Hetmeyer wanted, but still, another run to the total.
Yeah, I think if you're facing a guy who bowls a bit slingy and full, you know that bounce is not really going to be the problem. I suppose your scoring areas, you watch him run in here, he's got a nice action, he's athletic, holds the ball close to him, gathers really well, doesn't he? And then there's the old slinger malinga.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because we've seen a lot of Malinga and over his career and right through that. The ball is released in front of the umpire. So it's ideal that there's a black top. Yesterday, last night, in fact, a couple of wickets, and he's so good in terms of a bit of change of pace. But I've got to say, Benny Howe, that's a good catch because it was up a long way in the air and then hitting the stumps. Just a hint of tail, just enough. Yeah, there's a change of pace. They're not going to come back on that arm, and then not bad because only 6 from that over, and they're 26 for 2 now. Particularly later on tonight. Mind you, they get lucky, it gets a bit cooler and it skids a bit. So just been pulled back a little bit here. Have the Morrisville Samp Army. They were going at 9s. Now they're down to 6.5s. And we're going to have more of Benny Howe to bowl his 2 straight out. Up against Hetmeyer. Thrashing blade. This has gone all the way. Got all of it and some. Beautiful. 6 more.
Width for Hetty. And he likes that, doesn't he? All the way from the Caribbean. This has got a bit of carnival about it. He loved a bit of that, didn't he? Got all of it. First bad ball from Benny Howe, and he deposits that a long way over extra cover.
Just saw that float on that replay down the line, how it just floated there, but he waited long enough. So he's had a couple of deliveries now. He's had 6 balls to have a look and see what Howell's about. And it was just too slot from Howell. Now he's gone good there. He's got it full and in the hole. But even so, when he gets that floater right. Here we go. Direct. Yeah, I reckon he's gone. Miller got greedy. Wanted to come back for 2, and I think he knows it. Had to be a direct hit. All the way from the fence, and geez, you love this game. It's CUC and Miller. Back to the pavilion.
Oh, Davey boy, what have you done? You know, he's got some pace. He's one of the best runners in the game, but any cutting. Look at this rifle. Piercing throw, and it's as good as you're going to get. Davey's got absolutely no price. Full-length dive, but he knew immediately that it was game over.
Well, he was backing the throw to be a bit wide. Either the field or the bowler, in fact, had to gather, and he didn't because it was a direct hit from Big BC out of Queensland. Yeah, confirmation. See you later, Dave Miller. Start. No, couldn't get underway. He's out for 3. It's now all the 3s. 33 for 3. Benny Howe. Oh, the old French cut. Another day, this goes back onto the poles, and it would have been 2 in a row. But as it is, it's 4 bits.
Hetmeyer just chancing his arm a little bit, getting lucky. This one was an absolute beauty. Just got a bit of nip into the batter there. Lucky to get a bit of bat on it. Goes for 4. But he's got it on a string, has Benny Howe, showing showing his class, starting to come over the wicket now. There's 3 men on the leg side boundary, so Hetty's got to beat them, and only 2 on the offside.
So, yeah, key junction now, because we're coming up to the halfway stage of the innings, almost had 5. And you've got Pretorius who, long handle, big striker, but really when you think someone coming in at 5, you'd think a bit more of a flamboyant top order, middle order batter, because they certainly need some substance here to the Samp Army, given they've now just lost Miller with a run out. Thinking about 2, it won't be there. Field well positioned.
Then you start getting a little bit of a read of the pitch. We went down there earlier. It looked a good wicket. Let's see another look at this run out. Davey Miller, a little bit sluggish with the first.
Yes!
He was in trouble halfway down, didn't he? You could see that ball just getting closer to the stumps.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. It's a little dry, and that's always been a bit of the case here. Whilst it looks a little green and it's a new pitch with sort of greenish grass, I just think it's a little dry. We've had 5, and the Samp Army are 41 for 3.
.41 for 3 in the first 5 overs for the Samp Army in their first game in the Abu Dhabi T10 Season 6. And this could be another wicket. It's gone high in the air. It's going to be a very tricky catch. Can he take it? Brilliant.
That's it.
Absolutely brilliant. Ben Cutting never looked in any doubt. Settles itself underneath the high sky up from Pretorius. Boy, this had snow on it, even in Abu Dhabi. Went so high. And look at this Cutting. Makes no mistake. As cool as a cucumber. Bunches the air. And that's the 4th wicket that falls for the Samp Army. Pretorius gone for 1. Samp Army 41 for 4. Four down, only 41 on the board. Not the ideal start for Morrisville Samp Army. Bathirana, though, with his Malinga slingers. Ideal start for him. And I can tell you, I was down on the ground while he warmed up yesterday. And he bowls flying saucers. They were flying past the man with the mitt, nearly cleaned me and Aaron Holland up on the boundary. Certainly got some pace, and after 1.2 overs, 5 runs to his name and a wicket. What a display with the ball. Compo's still with me. What a catch that was from Ben Cutting, Compo. We'll talk about that in a sec. This one's slayed out on the offside. I've never seen a ball hit higher and taken so casually as the big man, Ben Cutting.
G Swan, great to be on with you again. Yeah, Cutto, he's got some good hands on him. We just seen a piercing run out from him as well. So the man in the deep, yeah, he makes it look pretty easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's the Aussies, you see. Sickening how good they are with their skills.
You say that with...
gritty teeth, yeah. A lot of admiration for our Australian friends. Hope they're getting over their World Cup loss. Oh, good pace. It's straight up in the air, but balloons over the bowler's head. That's a sign that he really has got good pace. Shimron Hetmeyer's a good player of short pitch bowling. That was way too quick for him.
Yeah, getting a look at this wicket, it's a little bit too paced. 43 for 4. You know, a little bit under the expected run rate, you'd probably say, looking at the games last night and trying to get that total above 120, 115. He sort of feels competitive. So Patharana, he's been excellent, hasn't he? He's got pace, and when he does take pace off, it is very deceptive.
Yes, that slingy action. It's a nightmare if you've not faced it before. You don't know where to look. And this one's crunched out on the offside. He's not going to get 4 for it, though. Well, picked up in the deep. Hard to feel down there with the sun in your eyes. And you almost get an overthrow after some sloppy work from the bowler.
Yeah, I remember facing Lasith Malinga for the first time, and I remember someone saying to me, pretend he's a left armer. And I thought, what? A left armer? So I remember standing there looking at the umpire as if he was going to be...
Yeah.
Suddenly the ball just disappeared. It was very, very strange to get used to.
You watch the umpire's chest. The hand comes out the umpire's chest rather than out of the sight screen. It's very tricky to get used to, especially when he's quick. Patharana's got some pace as well. If it was 70 miles an hour, he could smash it everywhere, but he's got genuine pace, this dude. And this one's straight up in the air again. Mid off this time, circles around. Oh, he's dropped it. Clangs it. Cutting couldn't get into this one. The big Afghan instead. Hazrat underneath. Clangs it. Goes down.
Oh, you haven't, have you? Had it all the way. Seemed in a good position. A little bit of a stutter and straight through the breadbasket.
Never looked like catching that one. Has to trudge off to the boundary. And that was the end of the over. We're 46 for 4 now from 6. So here we go. So far, Moeen Ali, the first one to go. Benny Howell again, 2 wickets. Benny Howell's an absolute don at this level in this cricket. Just taking his pace up on his medium paces. Now those 2 wickets. And then Miller got the run out and then the catch.
Of course, Lance Klusner of the Morrisville Samp Army. Now, Lance, you've been here before. There's some familiar faces on the team, but debut season for the Samp Army. How do you see the season shaping up for you guys?
Well, hopefully better than it's going right now. It's a couple of runs short, but yeah, I think everybody kind of resets every year, you know. You retain, 3 or 4 players, but everybody resets. So, we've got some experience that have been here before, but yeah, it's just a whole brand new combination, but that's no excuse. We should be in a better position than we are right now.
Well, talking about better position, well, I have to say both the teams that batted first yesterday actually won. So do you see that could be turning in your favor?
No, I don't. I don't really play too much into what happened on other days. I think we just need to make sure that what we're doing is good. We're a little bit the game at the moment, but there's a couple of balls left, so let's see what happens.
And what would you say is the atmosphere in the team and the camp, considering it's a debut season? Bangla won last night, so they're in form already right now. So what do you think you guys have to do different?
Yeah, I think it's always nice to get off to a decent start. I mean, that's good. It just gives your processes confidence. But I've been to this competition many times before, and it's actually kind of how you finish the tournament is really what counts. So we'll be looking to make a good start, and hopefully we can just continue that momentum.
Well, good luck to the team, and thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Lance Clues, absolute legend of the game. Boy, would he have liked T10 cricket. This has been crushed over the offside. Not quite got a hold of it, but I think it's going to be enough. Just about. Jake Ball from round the wicket, just giving the batsman some width and opening up that offside.
Yeah, boundaries not exactly coming thick and thick and fast enough for the coach Lance Klusner, but this is a good opportunity. Picks the gap, hits it over, and maybe a little feel sufficed, but much needed boundary.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. As a batsman, I think takes a dive from all their fielders. It's nice to hear the batsman saying that as well. I agree with you, Compo. Definitely worth getting your whites dirty.
Well, your
slower ball.
Your pink.
Exactly, the stains don't show up as much.
You keep all the shirts that you had over the years, all the teams you played for?
I did. I didn't play. My garage could have been full. Looking at the amount of franchises there are worldwide these days, I think if you're Rashid Khan, you're going to need a bigger trophy. How about you? You still got a few up there?
Yeah,
Compo on the back?
Yeah, the Graham Swan signed England shirt, you know.
Don't sell that. That'll be worth a mint one day. Ooh. Smashed. This is going to go all the way. No point looking for that, fielders. Thumps into the fence for a maximum.
Yeah, boom's the word. Boom. Hetty, he's looked in good form. It's a slow wicket, but he's crunched into this one. Biggest side of the boundary into the wind, but for a man of his size and even deception, he really got hold of this one.
Rumsey smashed that. 7 overs gone now. That takes the score on to 59 for 4. That's the power play. Floating power play. In comes one of the fielders. Could this be the time when the Samp Army look to put their foot down a little bit? There's only 4 men inside the circle at the minute. I think the captain's having the rules explained to him. Maybe he didn't read his little tournament booklet before the start of the tournament. Floating power play means another fielder has to come inside the circle. That means there's going to be a change of bowler as well. And the helmet's going off for the batsman and on for the umpire, suggests that a spinner's going to have a do. 4, 5 men inside the circle on the offside.
Yeah, Mustafa, he bowled the second over of the game. Shakib Al-Hassan, the captain, preferring a bit of pace off. So it's been a ploy that he used yesterday and used it very successfully. He got a wicket early on, and when you've got some big hitters in the back end, you're kind of looking for a bit of pace, aren't you?
So the floating power play means only 2 fielders are allowed outside the fielding circle, and they're at long on and deep mid-wicket as we speak. So you see a big ring of fielders on the offside, happy to concede the single. They're just saying, whatever happens, we do not want to give away a boundary, if at all possible.
Yeah, we saw this in the second over. He bowls these quicker sort of all-spinners that dart in and don't give you too much room. So he's been very tricky.
The field to the left hand is the mirror image, so long on, deep mid-wicket out. The ring of 5 on the offside. Try and bowl a Yorker again. There you go. It doesn't matter what pace you bowl, if you get the length right, very tricky to hit.
Yeah, Hetty's got to think here. Does he move over and try and target the leg side? And he does. Huge sigh there, wasn't there? He was absolutely gutted.
Yeah, he thought he got that one away. Thought he got enough bat to get the boundary. Big Jake ball at short fine leg. Did the field it. This over's turned into an absolute belter so far. 3 balls, just 2 runs in the floating power play. Now this one will go to the fence though. Over the offside for 4.
Shot from Janat. Every boundary being clapped by the teammates in the dugout, and the fans, of course, too. Got into a set position deep in the crease, so he kind of made that, didn't he? He's bowled very full. Good piece of batting.
Oh, but what a reply from the bowler. Junat tried to give himself some room outside the leg stump, straight in at the toes. Be good at darts, this fella. The way he spears it in there at the feet. Wonderful stuff. Finishes the over off as well. Might be a couple. It will be just the 2 to finish the over. What an over in the floating power play. That's 8 gone now. Sampami 67 for 4. Just 12 balls left. Sampami, what can they muster here? Way short of 100 so far. A couple of big overs, 15 and over. Won't even get them up to the magic triple figures. The Tigers in a very good position so far. Jake Ball with the ball in hand. And this one's gone high. Has it gone far enough? I think it has. Dropped by the 12th man fielder. But that doesn't matter. Maximum.
Betty cutting at mid-on or long-on, and even at his size he couldn't reach up for this one because this is in Hetty's slot. Doesn't miss too many of those, does he?
Yeah, anywhere but there, Jake. Just seen the spinner at the other end, spearing in some brilliant Yorkers. That's the aim for the big seamer as well. Just missed his slot a little bit.
You feel like this is the over, isn't it?
Absolutely. There you go, Jake Ball. Right back on it. Yeah, the thing about T10 cricket, it is the fastest format. You do run out of time very quickly as a batting unit. They always say you've got more time than you think when you're batting. Not in this format.
Yeah, it's just not a huge time to sort of think about it too much. You've got to have a look for a delivery and then you go. But I think it's still important that you have a look at one or two. We saw earlier Moeen Ali trying to hit the first ball that he faced and getting out, so...
That's going to be a wide. Slower ball attempted. Jake Ball. Just coming back from injury. He's been out of the game for a long time, Jake Ball. The stress fracture of the back. Missed most, if not all, of last season for Nottinghamshire. He's played for England before. Very fine bowler. Just finding his rhythm back in the game. And this one's straight up in the air, but there's no fielder who's going to be able to get underneath that. Just jog through for a single, which I suggest the fielding and bowling team will be over the moon with at the moment.
Yeah, come on. The Samp Army, the new franchise, they haven't quite got going. They need that big over. Hans Klusener's forehead just getting a few more sprinkles of sweat, I can see. He was not best pleased with his team's place after 6 overs, but he has got the players to do it. Hetmeyer's in, he's seeing it good, but today the ball's just not going to the boundary. They're not finding it. They need that big over. Jake Ball's done a good job so far. Can he finish it off?
Oh, good ball. Slower one. See that just grip off the pitch as well. Really turned towards the offside. Hetmeyer almost fell over trying to hit this one.
Yeah, it looked funny, didn't it? We were down earlier, Swanee, looking at the pitch. Just had a bit of a green tinge, but I don't think it's quite gone through.
No.
Perhaps the way we thought it would.
I just wonder if the pitch will pick up pace a bit under the floodlights later on, if there's any dew around. It's not normally known for its dew in Abu Dhabi, but there may be a bit. Oh, this has been carved away. I dare say this would have been a wide had he left it, Hetmeyer. But he threw the bat at it. Managed to get a single. Looks to the heavens. Hetmeyer is absolutely gutted with himself, with his decision-making. Let that one go, big lad.
Yeah, very impressive from the captain, Shakib. Very impressive from his bowlers. He's marshalled the troops really well. Wouldn't have played a lot of cricket with a guy like Jake Ball, who's, as you say, been injured. Be learning on the job, but he's got the field placings right. All out on the leg side. Last ball.
Shot. Picked up over the offside. It was full, but not quite full enough. Jeanette smashed it to the boundary. Finishes well. 9 overs gone. 81 for 4.
Round.
This is supposed to be 6 balls to go. Can they get up to 100? It's 81 for 4. First ball, the over, just goes through to the keeper, and it was a wide. So, score moves on to 82 for 4. This one's gone. It's gone on the leg side. It's going to go for 4. It's angled in. It would have been LBW had he missed it, but it was a low full toss and it was picked up. Played very well indeed. 1 bounce for 4. So 86 for 4 now, moving up towards 100. Certainly is a colourful haircut being sported, and he's going to pick up a wicket as well. Hetmeyer goes for the big smash on the offside, but can't carry the long off fielder. Ryan takes a very comfortable catch.
Hetty, the big wicket, 38 from 21. He's played a good hand. Didn't quite get going. He sort of threatened at times, and he got some of it. But Mustafa doesn't make any mistake, and well, the dangerous Hetty couldn't get that over, couldn't get the momentum he wanted. He goes for 38. It's now 86 for 5.
So George Garton, Gorgeous George, the new man in. 4 balls to go. They're getting closer to that 100 mark. 14 away. Can they get there? The magic 3 figures. Oh, what a shot this is, first ball. It's got a top edge. It's not going to go all the way, but it's going to bounce away for 4. I've seen some shots first ball of an innings before, but not quite like this. George, you're a hero.
Go on, Gotts. He's sort of had enough watching his teammates, and he's thought, I'm going to take matters to my own hand. What a shot. First ball.
Actually, very intelligent batting, because third and backward pointer inside the circle. This one's gone on the offside. He's got it through as well. It's going to be another boundary. What a lovely little cameo this is proving to be. Garton, 2 balls, 2 boundaries.
Got a bit of Lance Klusner about him, hasn't he?
Yes.
There he is. Davy Miller's on his feet thinking, come on, guys, 300. Let's get to the 100. 3 figures.
No, he's not famous batting. Gone, but it's effective. To get his bat through the line. Bit of a dive for the cameras there from the fielder, if we were honest. Oh, he's got the gap again. This could run away. The boys in hot pursuit, though, are going to pull it short. 10 in 3 balls. Just what the doctor ordered for the Samp Army. One ball to go now. Can they get up to those magic three figures? 96 for...
You can finish and get a bit of momentum. Be great. Power their way to 100.
Oh, he's gone. Leg side. He's got a hold of it, but has he got enough? Oh, no! Oh, by the man in the deep. Drops the catch, bounces off his shoulder, goes for 4. Jake Ball was the man. Holds his hand up in apology. But that does bring up the heart. The umpires are checking to see if it's 6 or 4. I can tell them from our position it's definitely a 4. But George Garn, take a bow, 14 from... The hands off the shoulder. Oh, that's going to hurt in the morning. Bounce just short of the Toblerone. So the Samp Army have managed somehow, thanks to them, to get up to 100 for 5 from their 10.
Yeah, players walking off. I guess if you're Shakib, you've chosen to have a bowl. You'd be pretty happy with that. Joey Clark done a decent, tidy job behind the stumps. He'll be batting pretty soon, but this is break, my Dubai innings break. Yeah, so the players sauntering themselves off, smiles from Shakib and his boys. 100 off 10 overs, Swanee, I think it's pretty gettable.
It's very well below par, you'd say. Bowling tip. So there we go, the Samp Army. First go in the T10 in Abu Dhabi. Season 6, Moeen Ali with first man to go for 11. Charles, Miller, Hetmeyer and Pretorius all followed. Hetmeyer the only one. Getting a decent score, 38 from 21 for him. Janat, 22 not out from 14. George Garton with a wonderful cameo. Took them up to 100. But they lost those 5 wickets in the process.
Yeah, so the partnerships, it was only really Hetmeyer, 45 with Janat, who played a helping hand, but wasn't really the speed and the aggression that we've come to know in T10. No one really took the game by the grip. They never really got going. It was Garton really who showed the batters how to do it. 14 off 4, so he played a little cameo there. And the bowlers as well, they did their job, didn't they? Shakib has led the way, 12 off his first over. Mustafa did an excellent job bowling his quicker off spinners, and Benny Howell, well, he's been excellent. He's always excellent. 2 wickets. Patharana, the youngster, well, he gets better every time, doesn't he? 2 overs, he bowls with pace, he's got good change-ups, got an important wicket. We got Benny Howell, who was excellent, and Tanvir's with him.
I got Benny Howell from the Bangla Tigers. Benny, you were very economical today, 2 for 17. What worked for you today?
What normally works when I bowl well, it's a lot of change-ups, a lot of different angles. Some days it comes off, some days it doesn't. Today was a good day.
And what's the pitch playing like today?
There's a little bit there for the slower balls, but it's generally pretty good here.
And you guys played last night and of course had a win, and coming back today, what did you do different to prepare so quickly and recover?
Just chill, just relax. Just get out, get mentally prepared and get ready to go. T10, it's short, but it's intense.
And 101 for you guys to win. Ready for it, chaseable target of course.
Yeah, if we bat well, we'll get it down, I think.
Well, good luck today and go well, you guys.
Thank you.
Well, he bowled well. He didn't give us much in that interview, but good on him for talking to us anyway. So here we go. 101 is the target for the Bangla Tigers to win their first 2 games of the Abu Dhabi T10 in Season 6. They've bowled well. Can they do the same with the bat? We'll be back after the break.